What is going on, guys? We are back, and it is another glorious day in the world of Minecraft. And today we're going to be messing around with some stuff that we haven't really done in a while. It's a little bit of a throwback for me, and you can probably already tell from looking at my inventory, we are going to be messing with Buildcraft. And it's just the pipes, to be specific. We have used Buildcraft stuff recently, but not really messing around with automating with the pipes. And today they suit this perfectly because we are going to be automating our apiaries. And we're only going to automate 5, right, that we have here. We have to move them around a little bit, but we're going to be automating them so that we can get all the stuff we need to make alvearies. And, I already talked a little bit about alvearies, but they're basically better and more customizable apiaries that can hold more. And they're, big structures that you have to build. They're not just single block structures. And so my plan for that is, to automate all this, get all the stuff that we need, which, includes royal jelly, honey, all that good stuff. It's mainly the stuff that's in this chest right here. You got the honeydew, the honey drops, the beeswax, the royal jelly. Like, you need all that stuff. And so we're going to automate this to get what we need, and then we are going to make a bunch of alvearies and make an island specifically for those. And one thing that I wanted to run by you guys at the beginning of the episode, so you got time to think it over before you post your thoughtful comments that you guys always do, which I really appreciate. I want to make an island that looks like one of these combs. So it's, it's pretty easy to make one that looks like this, that resembles this. You'd know what it is if you saw it, even if it's made of dirt. And so I want to make it like out here a little bit further, maybe a little bit past that over there. Maybe like right here in the center, who knows? But I want to make that and put all of our bee stuff on that eventually once we get some resources and make the alvearies. So I'd love to hear your opinion on that, but this is merely a stepping stone to further automation. Now, I do have to break these. These are all completed right now, and the 3 I have right here are the Imperial ones, and over here I'm working on making Diligent and Industrious. So I think that's what we're going to stick with because we do need the pollen and the royal jelly. So I think 3 and 2 is fine. There's no better way to divide it other than making more. So unfortunately, this is going to be a little bit messy breaking these, but it's fine for now because we do have a clean inventory. Can't say the same for my golden bag of holding though. It's a little messy, but whatever, that's fine. And we do have to clear out a little bit more room for these two. So this area right over here we're going to need to clear out, and the area right over here we need to clear out. Okay, so that is good. Gotta get rid of some of these flowers. You guys are going to hate this, chucking the beautiful flowers off the edge. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, so I need to get these down. Where did they go? Do they break? Where the fuck did they go? Do they seriously break if you break them? What? Am I just missing these right now? Nope, they are not there. Wow, so I just broke those. Oh, whoops, I was spelling it wrong. Anyway, yeah, no, those things are long gone. I didn't know that. That would have been nice to know. So we're gonna have to make more of these, but for now, I guess we'll just automate these right here. That is super unfortunate. Okay, well, my plan to automate these really involves basically 3 pipes. So we have the wooden transport pipes that are gonna pull these out. We're gonna hook redstone engines up to those eventually. Then we're going to hook up the golden transport pipes right below those. Now, I would put these next to each other, but I don't know if there's a good way to not let these Buildcraft pipes connect. And I could just do iron pipes, but wow, I didn't even think about that. Whatever. We'll just separate them for by one because why not? I was going to use iron pipes over here. I didn't even think about using them over here, but hindsight's 20/20, Then we're going to hook up apiarys pipes. Now, I didn't know these existed, and that's the main reason I want to try Buildcraft out for this is because it's fun to mess around with different mods and not just use conduits and stuff. But these are pretty cool. So, you got to right-click without a pipe. Okay. So, if you access these, you can see that they're almost like, you use a diamond transport pipe to make them. So, they're basically like a specific diamond transport pipe. And if you go to each one, you can see it's closed. And we want to use the gray. And you can set it to different things, anything, items, any bees, and that's what we want. We want any bees to go in there. So, whoops, we can go any bees. So basically what it's going to do is the bees and everything are going to, all this stuff is going to get pumped out, and put circled through. Now there is an issue because obviously there's more drones than you need, and then it overflows and just kicks them out. I don't really know how to deal with that right now. I'm sure it'll come to me in the future, or one of you guys will be able to help me out with it, but it's not that big of an issue, especially when you're only using 5 and they'll despawn after 5 minutes. It's not that much of a problem. So for the time being, I'm not going to worry about it, but eventually I'll try and come up with a solution, just like an overflow. So then what we're going to do is we're going to hook these up with iron transport pipes, and can hook up the golden transport pipes in between those. And I believe this wrench works on these, right? Yes, it does. Okay. So we only want them to be able to go out these directions, and eventually it's going to come out this direction right here. And there's 2 different things that we have to set up. The first thing is an advanced photovoltaic cell along with a centrifuge, because I want to automatically centrifuge all the combs we get and then put them into the chest, because we want it in its purest form. We're not going to use any of the combs, anything like that. So it really serves no purpose if we have to just move it ourselves. So this is the centrifuge from inside, since the only time we're going to use it is over here. So I'm trying to think of the best way to set this up. I got rid of more of these flowers, but trying to think of the best way to go about setting this up. I mean, we could just have it go... No, you couldn't do that. So we'll do a diamond transport pipe, and we'll put... We're going to need an overflow, though, is the one thing, because multiple combs could be coming in here at one time. So you kind of need, like... I'm not sure. I mean, you could just throw this down right here, and, throw the chest down over here, and say that the only things that can go into the chest would be, royal jelly or something, and everything else will go in here. So the other 2 types of combs that we're going to get will go into here. Actually, we should move those out one. Whoops, why did I try to use that wrench? I threw all my tools away. Let's just give me 1 pick. Okay. So, wait, why did those... I feel like I took those from somewhere. I feel like those things just disappeared. That was really weird. That's still bothering me. I don't know where the hell they went. No, I thought I might have clicked them in over here. Whatever. So we'll break this chest too. I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. I may jump off camera and figure out how I want to do this and make more alveary or apiaries, and then we'll jump back. I think that's actually probably the best plan. So I'll fix this up, spruce this up a little bit, and then we'll come back and finish working on it. So I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Okay guys, so I think I got it worked out, and it's a brand new day. I just slept. The sun is rising yet again, and there's a couple things we need to take care of. I'm just finishing up making the impregnated casings over here. We should be getting a second one relatively soon, but there's a couple things that we take care of first. The impregnated frame should be okay for now. There's a couple that are getting a little low, but I can replace those later. As far as I know, there's no way to automate it until you have an alveary where you have like frame housing. But we can take a look at this, and I can show you guys what I did. Now, I don't remember if with the Buildcraft pipes, if you need to set something there to make it, blacklist all other things. So I just put dirt in the 2, in the black and the yellow. Right now, the only 2 types of combs we have are dripping combs, which come from the imperial bees, and stringy combs, which come from the industrial bees. And we have royal jelly in here, which will automatically go into the chest. And then I'm going to need to put, honey and all that stuff, which we can actually do now. It should be over here. So we'll have honeydew, honey drops, beeswax, propolis, and that should be it, actually. And we'll just throw that in there. Yeah, so that should be good. And we can move all this stuff over to this chest. And this does look a little bit weird. Some people like the whole look of Buildcraft pipes. I personally would like to cover them up. For the most part, like all these ones down here. And I think I'll throw some facades on later. I think that's how you pronounce it, facade. I'll throw some facades on later, but you do need a couple things to make those, and I got to make sure they look good. So if we can't get facades that look good, then we'll just leave it like this. It's not that big of a deal for now, but I prefer to have a sleek look, But that's just me. So we can grab a lot of this and throw it in this chest, because that's where it's going to be stored. And eventually I'll just upgrade this chest, but for now there's really no point, because I don't think we're going to get that much of all this stuff. I mean, that's like all the stuff I've ever gotten for all the bees that I've had. So We have this right here, and I assume this impregnated casing will be ready over here, and then we should be good. Is it? Yes, it is. And what else is it going to take? Just takes some extra wood. Do we have any in here? No, I used it all to make a little bit extra. So now we don't want any more of these. We can just get it back to that and take some of the wood from over here. Refill our supply. And we should be good then. I should put a crafting bench outside. I hate that I always have to come in here for this. Oh, and I did have a little bit of extra wood, but we actually don't need that many anyway. Whoops. Should be good. And boom. Okay, so we got 2 apiaries. And we should have enough pipes to hook the rest of these up. If not, it'll only be a couple more that we're going to need. And we can actually throw these on now. All we're going to do is just not power them yet. And this one will be for the Imperial. This one will be for Industrious. Yeah, we're going to need more golden transport pipes because I did hook a couple more up to connect these in here. Yeah. So we're going to need iron. And do we have, yep, we have just enough apiarys pipes. Nice. And where are my wooden pipes? Right there. Okay. So it's actually pretty solid right now for the most part. Just put this golden transport pipe over here. Apiarys pipe. Wooden pipe. And then we do have to do the settings for all of these. So the gray is going to be any bees, and then the green is, I hate that you can't click on these. I guess that obviously makes sense, but the green is going to be items. And I think this one's already set, so any bees, and then green is going to be items, any bees, items, any bees, items, and any bees and items. Okay, so I think that should be good. Obviously, we're still going to have the problem with them popping out, but, you know, can't really do anything about that for the time being as far as I know. But, you know, maybe one of you guys will be smart and help me out here. If not, I'll look into it. If there's really nothing we can do, then I might just set up, you know, a vacuum hopper to suck them in and throw them in the trash or something, if that's really what it's going to take. I'd prefer to not have to do that, though, but I mean, there's got to be a simpler way around that. Okay, so, oh, you know what? These are gonna have to be powered too. So there's like no point in putting these here. I should just make stone ones. That's what we'll do. We'll just make stone. I forgot that you have to power those. Okay. See, I gotta keep coming back inside though to make all this stuff. Okay. Now we'll be done. So we're just going to have to wrench these things back into the correct directions. So it can only go out that way, that way, that way, that way, and that way. So I think that should be good. The problem is going to come when we pump all these out at the same time, because the combs are going to overlap for these two and those three. But we can start hooking these up and see how they work. And we can see if there's any major issues with these. Obviously, 2 of them aren't going to have anything in them, but we can also hook this up here. Oh, God. Okay, so you could already see that it shot them out here because we're pumping them all out at once. This should be good though. Yeah, so the problem is that we're pumping them all out at once and it's just shooting them out. But for the most part, it's working well otherwise. I don't really know a way around that though. So I guess I could like loop it somewhere or put an overflow. I may just do that. I may put an overflow chest eventually. And then you can see, yeah, that the bees are getting chucked out here. So that's another thing that I don't know how to get around. So it's these 2 things. We have the combs getting chucked out, which can easily be you know, circumvented by just putting an overflow chest, which would take up a little bit more room, but it wouldn't really be that much of a problem. I could just move, well, I mean, that would take up a decent amount of room, but for the most part, this should be working fairly well. We can get the rest of these fixed, and you can see that started again. That started again. This one over here needs to be started again, so we'll do a diligent princess with an industrious drone. This one's good, and this one over here is going to need an imperial with an imperial, and we got to put some of these frames back in. And the other one that needs frames over here. Okay, so that should be good. This right here, the problem is it's a little bit slow. Like, if these are pumping out once, you know, every so often, and this could finish it quick enough, it wouldn't be a problem. I don't even mind losing 1 or 2 combs, but, you know, I'll fix it up a little bit later. It's mainly the drones. I don't want the drones all over the ground. So if there's a way to get around that, or if there's, you know, something to do with the drones when I have them, then that would be good. But for now, I just have them stuck in here. I know you used to be able to, like, melt down bee DNA. I don't know if you can still do that. Or at least I think you could do that. But this actually does not look that bad. And hopefully, I don't know if these have internal storage of power, but at night, obviously the bees wouldn't be going, so this doesn't need to go either. So that'll be perfectly fine. I just want to make sure like all of this is working so we're not losing anything. I mean, I guess it is though. So I may try and think about, I'm going to cut right now and try and figure out a way that I can get around this whole issue of things popping out, and if I can, then that's what we'll be working with when we get back. If not, we'll do a little bit something else before the end of the episode. So I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Okay guys, well I've actually been watching this for a decent amount of time. I have all the stuff made to make an overflow chest. I would have to move this setup around a little bit when it comes to the centrifuge and all that, but I was watching it and it doesn't really seem to have an issue unless we're throwing like tons and tons of combs at it at once. You know, you might lose one here or there, but it's not that big of a deal. So, you know, later on, if I have to move the rest of the stuff around to fix something, or, you know, to fix this whole bee issue where they're popping out the drones, then I may fix this too with an overflow chest, but right now it doesn't seem to be that big of an issue, so we're just going to leave this thing running. It actually looks pretty cool with all the engines and stuff and the bees flying around, so maybe I won't cover it up, who knows, but I think that's what we're going to call it for today. If you guys enjoyed the episode, feel free to give it a like. If you have any advice, I'm a complete noob with Buildcraft pipes. You know, I really relied on Chillum when we were on Primus to give me all my Buildcraft info because he was the Buildcraft guy with his Buildcraft 6 series. But yeah, I mean, I haven't touched this stuff in so long. So, you know, if you guys have any tips, any good info on how to fix either of these problems with overflow from both drones and the honeycomb, then I would appreciate it so much. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you later.